this is Joyce talking about Paranormal Inside.
What I like about you is that your voice, you could do so many different voices.
The voice changes a lot.
And I like that. That's like some freaky shit that I like.
5, 6, 7, 8. We got Big Theater Kid Energy.
Hello and welcome to Big Theater Kid Energy. I'm your host, Ryan Garcia, and today I'm here with Joyce Louis-Jean as my guest. So exciting to have you here, Joyce. And Joyce, you came with me for a bougie night in the theater. We were cultured. Mm-hmm. We were living the best of our lives.
We were. I felt like those like rich people who donate to like the arts.
Honestly, the most important people the arts need. We went and saw Paranormal Inside at East West Players in Little Tokyo in downtown Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. What a time.
It was so much fun. One, it's always fun to hang out with you.
Oh.
I loved getting my one-on-one Ryan Garcia time. And it was just so silly, goofy. You taught me some of like the theater etiquette, which I loved.
Right. No talking about the show in the theater.
See, I didn't know that.
You can't do that.
I think it's because I'm like more of a movie watcher.
Right.
That, you know, we immediately
But even in
talk.
LA, that's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. That's true.
Because you might have the mom, the producer, the
That is
sound
true.
person is
That
just
is
like
true.
at the screening.
I never thought of that before.
Yeah, and then they're like walking out like feeling really proud of what they did, and then they hear Joyce walk by and be like, I couldn't hear shit.
You know what? Thank you for making me cognizant of the others around me.
We gotta think about our fellow man.
You know, because people worked hard on that.
People worked hard.
And, you know, someone who works in the industry, you know, it does take a lot of hours, and that would gut me if I heard that. So.
Yeah, I know. But it's okay. Look, what are we doing here if not living and learning?
That is true.
Joyce, before we even begin, I wanted to give you a gift.
Oh,
and look, it's actually pink.
ooh!
It's a pink lollipop. I know how much you love your lollipops.
I love sweets.
You always have you traditionally have a blue lollipop when you're at Try Guys, but this is the best I could muster.
Because the lore is, I saw it on Desiree's desk, and blue raspberry is my favorite flavor, but pink is my second flavor.
Yes.
Oh, this is good too.
We don't mind a second favorite. I'm glad it's good because it's been in my pantry for years. Joyce, let's get to talk about you just a little bit before we get into things. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you have a BFA in cinematography and film and video production from SCAD. Is this true?
How'd you find that?
Are you surprised I know that? I didn't know you had a fucking BFA.
Yeah, I have a BFA in cinematography, film, and I majored in producing and business.
Wow. And what was like the intention? Like, were you gonna like come out of like? Did you want to make features? Did you want to be a DP? Did you like? What was the number one goal?
Basically, I loved Glee so much, and Ryan Murphy made me so mad that I was like, let me just get in the studio myself. And so I wanted to be like a showrunner, producer, head writer kind of person.
Yeah. And then you started to work at BuzzFeed.
Yes.
Pretty soon after college, right?
Yes, because I needed to be employed.
And what a great place to be. I think you are there now.
I am currently there. I've been on and off for about 8 years now.
And I didn't mean to bury the lead. We're both Try Guys.
We are both Try Guys. I think that's the thing people, I don't know if I can say this, but people think that it's a full-time
Right. They
job.
think that we're like, gotta clock in at Try Guys U. Like, that we're just like, they're 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It's like, no, we're called in from job to job to job.
Yeah, we're like, it's basically kind of like freelance work, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking like kind of from the film and TV perspective, or like the TV perspective, we're recurring guest stars. Like,
yes.
You hope that the showrunner has written you into more episodes, but you don't know.
You have no
You
idea.
do not have job security.
You don't have job security.
You're just, but you
whatsoever.
like love it every time you're called up to bat.
Oh my God, yes.
Because it is a blast to work with them.
Because I think Rachel once described it, we're like a theater troupe.
Yes.
And in like some of the plays we're featured and some of we're not. But we're usually all together.
And to be honest, we're paid much better than a theater troupe.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if you've
Oh
ever done
my gosh.
any. You ever done any theater?
I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be an actress. But I also realized being an actor takes so much out of you. That's why I have such a deep respect for actors. Because I took one acting class and I was exhausted. Like, I went to bed. Like, I was like, I cried, I screamed, I farted. It was just so much going on, you know?
Yeah, it requires a lot of the body.
It is. It's quite a lot.
It's wild you say that because I thought what you were going to say is like, I wanted to be an actor, but like I couldn't handle all the rejection because the part you're talking about is the joyful part.
Really?
Yeah, the exhausting part you're talking about is like what we dream to be able to do all the time. But really what we're mostly doing is singing for our supper and then being turned away and sent to the poorhouse. You know, so like I always heard it as the auditioning is your job. And when you book a job, that's your vacation.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense.
You know?
I don't know if I could handle that much rejection, but I also truly deeply respect actors as someone who had a BFA and I worked with a lot of actors, especially young actors. And they've always been so kind and sweet. And I work with celebs all the time. So kind and sweet. Just happy to be there. I think that's how the industry has kind of formatted it to like, kind of a humiliation ritual where you just kind of get happy just to be in the industry.
I mean, it's like because it's so saturated, we're kind of set up for that. It's not like, oh, only 15 people wanted to be actors. Like, no, everyone and their mother was like, I got what it takes.
Yeah.
And you're up against them. And so the producers are in a position of like, hey, if you don't want to do it, I got somebody else right over there.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
Also, this is our Caribbean episode.
Yes.
We're here representing Cuba.
And Haiti.
Where were you born? Were you born in Florida?
No, I was born in New York.
You were born in New York.
But I go to Florida every summer. Because,
right.
that's where little Haiti is. And that's where half my family is.
And what part of Florida is that in?
Broward County, Hollywood.
Okay, Hollywood.
Yeah,
County.
yeah.
So you go from Hollywood to Hollywood.
I go to Hollywood but the other Hollywood got cheaper food and better clubs.
The other thing that popped up that it says that you are on a lifelong journey of an epic journey of self-love. Do you feel like you gotten there? Have you finished the journey?
I feel like I've said before, I feel like I'm becoming. I feel like the last couple of years, especially because I went through my Saturn return, I faced a lot of myself. I faced a lot of my insecurities. And I feel like now, life is boom, boom, cat. Like, we're all just people figuring it out. And, like, I think I'm becoming the person I'm supposed to be.
Wow.
Instead of looking back at the person I was.
Oh, love that. Now, you've never done theater.
No.
You've always wanted to. You're interested in it. And do you don't...
Well, I did do theater.
Oh.
I was in Keith's play.
Which
I
play
forgot
was
about that.
Oh, that's right.
The
one
Wizard.
You did the one out here in L.A.
Yeah, isn't that you were there?
I saw you in that.
Yeah.
I've seen you on stage.
You have.
In your only performance.
My only performance.
And how was that?
That was so scary. I think people, like, not in a negative way. I think, what I love about Keith is that he's very like, just go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you're like true to this.
Yeah, he's someone who's been on a stage for, like, talk about 10,000 hours. He's done so much improv. He's done so much theater. He's done so much on camera.
So much on camera.
It's like, oh, yeah, just go out there and do it. It's like, yeah, but you have the chops. You have the history.
You know what I love about being on the internet? I can forget that this happened. Like, I live in the moment, right? Like, I'm going to remember this conversation. I'm going to forget that this goes online.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to, like, theater or when it comes to, like, live action stuff, it's like there's so many people perceiving you in that moment. And I think that's when I get like...
Wait, that is... What you just said doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean?
When it's on camera... Then you're like, oh, okay, that'll just exist forever, but I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
But when it's theater, which is ephemeral, it's writing in the sand, gets washed away by the wind and the water, it'll only exist there and never anywhere else. That makes you nervous.
Because people are actually watching in
I'm
real
watching
life.
you right now in real
but
life.
I'm comfortable with you. I'm talking about, imagine there was like 50,000
You're saying if
people.
there was an audience.
I don't have to get real life reactions from people online. Maybe a little hate comment here, a little death threat there. But I could just turn off my phone.
Wow.
Imagine you get like a heckler.
Rarely.
But like, imagine.
But mostly what you're
heckle.
dealing with is someone's 9 p.m. alarm they forgot to turn off, going off in the middle of your emotional monologue. But I hear what you're saying. It's funny because I live for that immediate response. I live for that feedback. I sometimes, like, when we're in a room with cameras and other comedians and I'm trying to get people to, like, have a good time and laugh. And they're comedians, so they're not tickled by what I'm saying. They're like, okay, that was a good joke. You know, they're thinking so analytically, or they're thinking like in that comedian brain, I need that audience out there to be like, to feed me. Be like, okay, I'm on the right track. When you're not getting that like there was one time I was on this show, Side Hustle for Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And these cameramen, especially on like a Nickelodeon multicam, they're so weathered. They've been around the block. They don't give an F about what you are doing. Yeah. But I got one of them to start shaking with laughter, and I went, got it.
You got it.
That's what I needed. That was the best feedback I could have possibly gotten.
And you know, I understand that because usually that's how it is when I don't know anyone in the room. I'm like, as long as the one dude who looks like he hasn't laughed a day in his life cackles, then you've won.
That's rewarding.
That's rewarding. But yeah, I feel like I just have such a deep respect for theater. I think especially because I just love people who put it all out on the line. And I think people who work in theater, you put it all out on the line.
Yeah. I think that's what I feel about stand-up. You know, when it comes to theater, I actually feel so protected because it's such a collaborative art form. Same thing with improv. Like, I can rely on my fellow castmate. I can rely on the stage manager, the lighting designer, the sound designer, the set designer, the props, the costumes, and the director, and also the writer. All these people come together that it's like if someone drops a ball, there's someone else there to pick it up. Where a stand-up, you are the writer, you are the performer, you are the face, you are alone.
Yeah.
And if they don't like you, you die alone.
You die.
You know? Like that's to me is the most dangerous of the performative art forms.
I agree. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm not a comedian.
Well, but you are. You're naturally a comedian. You don't go to much theater?
I used to I used to go to like the church plays. I've seen Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's about
okay,
it.
bougie. Sorry, I only go to Hamilton.
My mom's surprised.
I go for Jesus and I go for Hamilton. That is it.
Oh, and Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I think I told you about that in the car. My mom is obsessed with the stage play Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
But my parents they always bought the DVDs. So I saw Cats on DVD. I think that's why I am the way I am.
Sure, Cats changed you. It was very formative.
It's so weird. But
so
me and my sisters, we were obsessed with Cats on DVD. Fan of the Opera on DVD. And there was one other play that was on DVD that my parents always had on repeat because we always asked for it. I can't remember it, but yeah, those are always on DVD. And I do love like theater songs. Like I do love the soundtracks. Like I think there was like one of these that popped up on my For You page, Hadestown. I want to watch.
They're doing that at Pantages soon.
Okay, great. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
It'll
be there for Halloween.
Okay, perfect. Because I want it so bad. I like watch all the TikToks and all the edits, and I'm like, yes. And there's I think I told you about this. I got really deep into this Odyssey TikTok like musical. I forget the name of it, but it was so good. It's made by this one guy who just made it with his friends, and they just like made a whole thing. And I listened to like all 3 albums, and I'm just obsessed. Like there's a theater kid in me. I just don't think I've ever nurtured the theater kid.
I get it. And, I think that's perfect that you're here. Because, like, the people need to see and hear from someone who's not just one of my theater kid buddies who's like, I live for the stage. I was born on the boards. That's what they say. And when you're inside theater, it's on the boards.
Oh.
That's the stage. The stage is the wooden boards that you're performing on.
Oh,
so.
Well, that's a very beautiful detail. I like that. Born on the boards.
You merely adopted the boards. I was born on them.
Oh, God. What a visceral sight.
Before we start talking about the play that we just went and saw, I think we have to cleanse. Because the play does so much with possession.
It does.
I think it's important that we just do. Oh no, 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 no. A comedian. I'm not a comedian. I just have amazing timing and impulses.
My brain just didn't do it.
Yeah, Keith was right. Just go. Trust it. Joyce, you got it. So we went to East West Players to see the play Paranormal Inside, which I have, here it is, the program for right here. It runs through now November 2nd.
Yes.
Okay, so just a couple more weeks to see it. Run through November 2nd. Paranormal Inside there at the East West Players. Here's a little bit about East West Players. It's actually pretty incredible. I'd never been inside that theater, and it is gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
It's a beautiful theater. It's a beautiful space. You go inside. It's like a cool building. First, they were doing a fundraising event, and so all of their costume. We walked in. We didn't know what was happening, but they were just racks on racks on racks of costumes. Couldn't tell what they cost or anything. They were just there.
And I was like, wait, are they having a Goodwill sale? Because they had the different tags on it.
I know, like, what's the deal? And then a man came out, started ringing the bell, like he was the herald in the square.
And he had long hair, too, so I felt like it was like the 1800s.
It really felt like he took us through time.
He really did.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, what a system. Let's go inside. And then you go inside, and there's a beautiful staircase. And then the stage is massive. 240-seat house.
Yes.
And just you could tell it has great electrics. There's so much lighting capability there, so much tech capability. Really just like a balcony. I didn't know.
I had no idea.
I didn't know that even existed.
It's so funny because I've been there before.
Yeah, why was that?
My friend was in a talent show there.
Wow.
And so I didn't even know it was a playhouse. That's
Yeah,
how ignorant
you
I
thought it
am.
was just a talent house.
I really did.
So East West Players was founded in 1965 as a space for Asian American actors beyond the stereotypical roles offered in Hollywood at the time. And it is the nation's longest running Asian American theater company and the largest producer of Asian Pacific American theatrical works. Like, well done. Also, you did that during the show a couple times, just little finger claps, and I'll tell you what, the actors could see it.
Oh, really?
Of course they can. That's one thing I love. You can see the audience members, especially in the third or fourth row. So I bet you they were eating it up. They were like, "Thank you, thank you."
They didn't want to be too loud, so I felt like a cute little clocket would just make them feel better.
I thought it was completely appropriate.
Thank you.
And it used to be back in 1965 in a 99-seat theater in Silver Lake. And then in 1998, it moved to its current home at the Union Center for the Arts in Little Tokyo. Now, here's what I was so excited to tell you about Paranormal Inside.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Which is going to blow your freaking mind.
Okay.
It's a sequel.
I fucking knew it!
We were sitting there being like, what is happening?
Yeah.
They're giving me, like, there's so much I feel like I should know. No one told me it's a sequel. Big note. That should be like...
That should be a part of the title.
It should say on here, this is a sequel to The Brothers Paranormal.
What?
Yeah. It doesn't say that. How is it supposed to know? All this information is just supposed to be assumed. You know what there needs to be?
Yes.
There needs to be last time on
Yes.
The Brothers Paranormal. Like,
I wish they did a double feature then.
right?
Because then there was literally a point where we were like, what is going on?
We were driving home afterward, and we were like, wait, so what happened to Felix really? And why did Max quit after one time? And what is the real story here? And what really is the connection between Max and Delia? You know, what's the real connection between these two? Because at some point they're living together.
And I'm like, are y'all boinking? I was just so confused.
Like there was some. By the way, before we get into all of that plot stuff, that was a little bit like I wish I had more context.
Yeah.
There were some great laughs in this show.
So great.
There were so many great horror elements. The you were popping up out of your chair multiple times. Like they got you with every like sound, every big like flash of light. Every time that he got possessed, you were like, oh no.
I'm very sensitive.
It was, but so all those things were, and the performances were all so wonderful.
So wonderful. Like I was still deeply enthralled with the story. I just didn't really fully understand what the story was about.
I mean, I think it's probably hidden somewhere in here. That, by the way, is a sequel. But who's reading the whole thing?
No, we literally got there just in time.
We did get there just in time.
We literally.
Oh my gosh, the traffic to get to downtown was
wild.
wild.
And he picked me up too, so he was already a sweetheart for doing that.
That said, here's what the prequel is about. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. After a series of reports of Asian-looking ghosts haunting black families who were displaced by Hurricane Katrina, two Thai-American brothers, Max and Visarut, start a ghost hunting business in the Midwest. When they're hired by a black couple, Delia and Felix, to investigate a haunting in their new home, the brothers discover that the ghost may be more real and more personal than ever imagined. As the supernatural encounter intensifies, the line between reality, cultural myth, and trauma begins to blur.
So that's why they were living together?
Yeah, they went through trauma together.
Okay.
They are trauma bonded.
Okay, that makes more sense. I
Which
thought
I think
they were
was
bonding.
I think it was alluded to
Yeah.
in the Paranormal Inside, but it wasn't clear.
Yeah, it wasn't clear. And then
They just kind of dropped it on us at one point. By the way, they lived together.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was like, why y'all living together?
We had to tell our own story. We had to fill in our
Yeah.
own gaps with this one.
Yeah.
To get to this actual production, which is called Paranormal Inside, it is by Prince Gomolvilas, directed by Jeff Liu, and it just has the returning characters from that previous play, Max and Delia. And it's when a Thai American father-to-be fears he's been possessed, he returns to an estranged friend with secret psychic powers. Together they confront what haunts their past, their cultures, and their future. I thought there were so many aspects of this play that were successful. The opening moments, I was like, oh, we're in for a little bit of shock.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be a little spooked.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, like this man's shirtless. What's going on?
Yeah, he's choking his wife. They're on the
Yeah.
other side of the stage. It's like, oh, I got a little shivery.
Truly.
Some of the tech that went into place for I didn't know how, like they got him floating.
I know.
They got his chair moving. They got that hand coming through his chest. Like really spooky stuff. This is perfect for Halloween.
It really
if you're looking for
is.
something fun to do on Halloween,
Go see
like
the play.
go see Paranormal Inside. Because
Yeah.
it's a good spooky, but also fun time. There's so many laughs.
Well, because I actually hate horror with like a passion.
Yeah.
And 10,000 Suns. But
Same.
this was the kind of horror where I was like, you know what? I could sit through this and still go to sleep at night.
Did you ever see Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
It's very funny.
Yes.
And it's campy horror.
Yes, and I could do campy.
Which this wasn't campy horror. This was like a comedy with horror elements.
Yes.
And also a lot of historical
Yeah.
and cultural elements as well.
Yeah, and a lot of psychological, supernatural aspects to it. But it made it digestible to the viewer instead of like making it feel like harm was going to come to you or the people around you.
Right.
It was more of like the internal story of what the characters were dealing with themselves.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Can we just really quick, let's shout out Tamika Simpkins, who played Delia.
Yes.
Oh my God, she is a force
She is.
of an actor.
She really is. I mean, whoa.
What a storyteller. I was with her every moment. She was just passionate and also funny and whip smart and quick and then in the second act she had some really hilarious moments
She
where she's
did.
like, go get the door, go get the door, while she's also like dealing with her ailments and her pain. She's still
yeah.
getting laughs out of it. Like that's a
Yeah.
challenge, and
It
she
is.
nailed it. Like I want to see her do Shakespeare,
Me
which I
too.
bet she does,
And
really well.
My favorite part was when she saw Max again when he came into the cafe.
The history.
The history, and just like I could feel the visceral trauma come from her.
Yep.
And it got to a point where they were like arguing for a moment, and I was like, I feel like she's about to have like a mental breakdown when she sees him again. And I'm like, to believe that was acting, it felt so real. I was so with her in that moment.
Oh, she brought us in. And she was so wonderful. David Hune, who played Max, like that is what an exhausting role to play.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's constantly flexing every muscle in his body
Truly.
as he's getting possessed. And then he's having to do all those technical horror elements and tech elements of floating and getting his hand through and throwing his body around that stage.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you need to take an ice bath,
You
get
do.
some Epsom salts.
Oh, man.
Every night, get a full body. Like I hope this theater's giving him full body massages.
They like I just felt like it hurts just doing it, but his shoulders, the way he would contort his shoulders, the way he was physically moving so much and thrashing around so much that it literally he was dripping sweat from his face and his body, which really just made the character feel like they're going through something so traumatic even more. I mean, wow, I was shocked.
And there is something like when you're an audience member and you're witnessing that, it does like sometimes you can get a headache from seeing someone perform like that because we mirror what they're doing, and so you don't even realize that sometimes I'm tensing my body because he's tensing his, and that gives me that same
like anxious feeling.
Yeah, woof, woof,
woof.
And David Costa, who played Ethan, what a little comedic. Like, he was a little sniper.
He was the comic relief. I'm not used to white guys being the comic relief in these kind of movies, but he ate up that part so much.
I love that you said that too, because I think like that's kind of the aspect that's cool about this theater.
Yeah,
is that it flips the script on like, oh, here's the one token BIPOC person.
Yeah,
no, it's like here's the one token white guy.
Yeah,
and everyone else is black or Asian.
Yeah,
and he's just like, hey guys, I also have something to say. I don't think she wants you here, sir.
and then in the play when he got all buck and he was like, okay, you need to leave. I was like, period. He was so funny.
So funny, so cute. And one of my acting students, Asia Hines, she had some incredible moments as Tasha.
She did.
She had some great moments. There was this one moment where she touches the cross to Max's head, and then she turns around. I don't think it's a Catholic thing. Like, her timing in that moment was so spectacular. Well done, Asia. And then Alberto Isaac, who played Samboon, really wonderful.
Love
the father of Bincy, played by Christine Corpus, who she was also just like powerhouse of a wife.
Truly powerhouse of a wife.
I'm not fucking around with what you're doing right now.
Literally. What I loved about her character is how realistic she was. Also that she's a therapist. And you could tell that she really incorporated that in her character and the way she spoke with him and the way she clearly communicated her needs. And like, I just really enjoyed what she brought to the character a lot. I really did.
So I thought like for this play as a whole, I thought it was such a wonderful way of just like talking about how, you know, we kind of related about this driving home, but being a Cuban American who doesn't speak Spanish, and I'm a first generation, you know, my father was born in Cuba, and there's a lot of shame that comes from being like, I'm like, am I even of my culture if I don't speak the language? And I think that was something that this play really nailed was don't forget where you came from and honor that and keep it alive, because there is an aspect of people immigrating and wanting to assimilate, you know, especially when my father came to America. And so he wanted me to be white, as white as possible and accepted. And we're not celebrating the past anymore. We're celebrating where we are. And I think that we just don't want, this play warns us that by doing that, you may lose that historic connection to your culture. It's important to celebrate where you are and not to forget where you came from and keep that aspect of yourself alive. And I thought this play gave us a warning of like, hey, if you don't respect that past, it will haunt you.
You ate that up. You ate that up, Boots. I mean, yeah.
You know, and I thought that message was so clear, done through the lens of this horror comedy.
And I think for me, like, I have a very similar situation as you. Like, both of my parents came from Haiti, and they wanted to assimilate. Like, they got bullied, and they got really ostracized for their differences. So they raised me and my sisters to be more American. And I think, I think those kind of stories are the ones that affect me the most, because it's like, you know, I am told a lot that I'm not Haitian because I don't speak Creole. And I think, even though I do feel 100% Haitian, I feel very tied to my roots, grew up in the culture, I know who I am. There is this aspect of, because I don't speak the language, am I leaving, like, where I came from behind? And I think the story tells in a way just honoring it and bringing it a part of your daily life and making sure that the future generations don't forget who they are. And I love the supernatural aspect of it, and the spirit houses, and how, like, I don't want to spoil it, but what was possessing him was always a part of him.
Right.
And I think, and it was also affecting his child.
Right.
And I think how beautiful it was that he was finally able to face that and finally able to admit that he was never alone and that he was always a part of something bigger than him and himself and the people around him.
And I thought that David Hune did such a wonderful job of portraying that on stage for us. Now, I think one of the challenges of discovering that this is a sequel is there's a lot of work that the playwright expects us to have done.
Yes.
And even if not, let's say the playwright's not expecting us to have done that work, we're being introduced to these characters who already have history, and it's on the playwright to feed that to us in a way that serves two different people. The person who's seen the prequel and the person who knows nothing.
Yes.
And like, how do you hit that target perfectly?
Yes.
And I don't know that it was hit perfectly here because I had a lot of questions coming out of like, wait, who are these people to each other? And why did they live together? And were they fucking?
It's like I feel like I saw half a play.
Yeah, but it makes so much sense now to know that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I saw, and all those things were so effective within it, but it left me thinking, wait, there's some stuff I still don't quite understand.
I do still have some questions because even when Delia asked Max what happened in Thailand, I still feel like
I don't know what happened in Thailand. That was a question that was posed multiple times and never answered.
yeah, I feel like you didn't say the whole truth.
As with any show, no show is perfect.
No.
You know, except for Les Mis.
Truly.
As I just discovered, seeing Les Mis at the Pantages. So I think that but while we're talking about all the elements that really worked here, I did laugh. I did get spooked.
Yes.
I did jump. And there were moments, I think that's so fun, like horror and comedy are so right next to each other. You know, both you're trying to build tension and build tension and build tension and then break it. You know, sometimes you break that tension, it makes you laugh. Sometimes you break that tension, it makes you scream.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so good at doing that. It made it like everyone in that house was so spooked.
So spooked.
And also we all loved the technical elements.
Oh, the tech was beautiful.
And the performances kept it alive. I think that it may have been more effective if this writer had decided, okay, great, I'm going to start brand new. I'm not going to try to make like the greater universe of the paranormal where all these characters know each other, and I'm just going to tell this story standalone.
Yeah.
You know, because bringing the history to it added this like, oh, now we have to deal with some exposition to help us like catch up.
Yes. The overall message, the overall feeling, and the overall meaning of family, I think that was what stayed with me during this play, and I think that's what's going to always stay with me when I think of this play.
Yeah, really, like, especially as, like, children of immigrants, I feel like it spoke so specifically to me.
So specifically.
And so I love that they are doing this show and doing this show in, like, a top-notch way at a great house with a great cast. And a great creative team.
Truly.
Like, whoever's working behind the scenes, too, making all those tech elements work, making things fly around the stage.
Yeah.
Making people fly around the stage. Like,
hands coming out of stomachs.
Great.
It was so practical, and it still felt so real.
And I think people should go see this show.
Yeah.
Like, even with that down, I would say, like, look up a synopsis for The Brothers Paranormal.
Yes. I wish it was, like, a way I could watch it. Because now I'm really curious about what happened.
Me too.
Because I know how it ends.
You know what this is? This is kind of like watching them in reverse.
Yes.
Like, now I want them to produce Brothers Paranormal so I can see that and be like, oh. You came into this kind of being like not knowing
anything.
You came in like not knowing like what this experience was going to be like, what this theater was going to be like until you realized you'd been there before. And you were saying at intermission and afterward, you're like, I think I like theater. I think I'm a theater girl. I think I'm all about that theater. Are you going to see more theater now?
Absolutely.
That's cool.
It was so funny because, like, on a personal note, I've been, like, working really, really hard, like, having a lot of late nights at the office. And, like, you know, not really, like, leaving the house or, like, doing anything but working and sleeping. So that one night out felt so good. It just felt really good, like, leaving my body. It felt good to, like, watch people be creative and be artists. It felt great talking to strangers. It just felt good to, like, be outside of work. So I think, I definitely want to see more plays. I want to see what's going on. I really just enjoy theater.
And there's so much. We were driving by CTG, the Amundsen and the Mark Taper. And I was like, oh, there it is, the Amundsen and Mark Taper. And you went, you're saying all these words. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, oh, Joyce, you got to go to a show at one of those theaters. At both of those theaters.
I definitely
There's
wanna go to one.
great shows out here.
Yeah. And there's it's so funny because, like, when I think of theater, I think of New York.
Mm-hmm.
But I never think about LA.
Yeah, and there's such incredible houses out here, from the Geffen to Pasadena Playhouse to Boston Court Pasadena to the Amundsen to Marquette Perform to the Pantages, obviously, that brings all the touring shows through. And there's also so many like independent small theater companies in LA. And I think East West Players does a lot of great things. One thing they said at the beginning of it, the artistic director who came out, and she spoke about how 70% of their production costs are paid for by donors.
Wow.
Only the ticket sales only cover 30% of what happens in that theater. It's so incumbent on us, if we want that kind of entertainment to still exist, to donate and to support these small theater companies to continue to create new works. Mm-hmm. You know, it's great to have all those big shows like Hamilton and Cats and Les Mis, but those that's all we're gonna have if we don't fund these smaller houses that are uplifting new voices and new stories and new shows. Mm-hmm. And so remembering that, like, support local theater. Yeah. Don't just go to the big houses. Do go to the big houses, because, like, that's great, but also go see what's happening in the small houses. Be on the forefront. Mm-hmm. Be like, I was the first one to see this show. You know, and I supported it when it was still just a little baby.
I think this is the awakening of my big theater energy.
Wow.
I definitely, like, my goal is, because I was talking with my therapist, shout out to her, and she was like, yeah, I think you should go to a play once a month. Because the tickets aren't.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're really affordable.
And they also have deals all the time. Sometimes there's pay what you can nights. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's like, $40 tickets at the Pantages or $35 tickets to see a show at the Geffen. Like, they always make sure that while there are pricier tickets, there's also the availability. Theater is not just for the elite, theaters for everyone.
Yeah.
If I had one note for East West Players, have a concessions.
Yes.
Where was all you got to do, go to Costco, grab a couple of, like, boxes of chips and snacks and M&Ms and sodas and wines and beers and sell them. Yeah. People want them.
I was definitely starving.
They had a lovely little, like, specialty drink that they offered after the show before a talkback, which was cute of them to do. And I love that. That's so sweet. But have concessions. Yeah. Like, there were so many people working there. Yeah. And everyone was so, like, kind and came up to us, but nobody offered me nuts.
Not a single nut was given to you.
Nobody offered me a La Croix.
You deserve a La Croix. You deserve every La Croix.
And we were going in there, and you were like, I haven't had a drink in a while. I'm excited for a glass of wine.
I just wanted one single.
That's what goes with theater. So, East West, you do so many things right now, based on one experience at your theater. Mm-hmm. But there should be a little concession stand.
Just a little tiny one. Yeah. Especially because, it's like literally the show starts like after work time. You just want to relax and really get into the story. I just wanted to relax a little bit. But other than that, I really enjoyed your Playhouse. And I really enjoyed the people that worked there. Yeah. And you would also make a little extra money. I'll give you $8 for a little glass of wine. 8, 10. I'll give you 10.
Whoa, you hear that? Inflation just happened here.
Literally. I'll give you a little $10.
Joyce, thank you so much for coming with me and seeing this show. Do you have anything that you're doing right now that you'd like to promote?
First, always check out Try Guys.
Yes, check out Try Guys.
You know what I mean? We're there. We're cool. We're fun. Second, check out the podcast Phone a Fangirl, where we talk about pop culture with your favorite artists and you interact with the fans.
What's it called?
And Phone a Fangirl.
Phone a Fangirl.
Yeah, so basically we have like the celebs come in and then their fans will call in and ask questions and then they answer them. And it's really fun.
Wow, that's so fun.
And what else? I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl in the world who's going to be a theater girl. Oh. Culture.
And what's the K-pop band that I should listen to the most right now? Or group?
I'm going to say for your first band, 17.
17 is where I should start?
Yeah. Okay. 17. Yeah. I think you really like 17.
I came to the source.
Yeah. They're totally your vibe.
Well, thank you so much for listening or watching all the way to the end. Make sure you follow Joyce wherever she is on Instagram and on TikTok and all the shows. Phone a Fangirl. Check out Try Guys. Follow Big Theater Kid Energy on TikTok and Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube and also on the podcast networks. And thank you so much for listening. Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Thank you, 5.
That was so much fun.
We got Big Theater Kid energy. Look out, we project, we sing out, Louise. Never mark it, always go full out. John Patrick Shanley never had a doubt. Our voices are warm, fan kicks are high. We've got perfect form. We say thank you, 5. Grab your prop, charge all the glow tape. Curtains going up. 5, 6, 7, 8. We got Big Theater Kid.